Okay, so we are on site. In the previous video, we went ahead and calibrated the Matterport Axis with my phone. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and set everything up. So just as a quick reminder, this is my tripod that I'm using. If you have a different tripod, by all means, go ahead and use that, that's fine. But this is the one that comes with the bundle. And what I'll do is just open up the legs, as again, I mentioned before, so that the point where the three legs meet is about 1.5 to 2 inches, maybe 3 or 4 centimeters from the bottom quick release clamp. And then I can go ahead and tighten that down, release the 3 lower quick release clamps and just extend this all the way. Again, as I mentioned in the previous video, I'm not going to use the 4th extension here to make this any taller because this is the thinnest extension and is going to make it less stable than I would like it to be. Now I've got the Matterport Axis clamp right here for the phone, and I'll go ahead and attach this right now. I need to open this up just a little bit. And right now, the most important thing is just to line up my wide angle lens that's being used on this phone with the center area of this pivot point. So I'm just going to push this up a little bit. And again, I'm just eyeballing this. It does not have to be perfect. Put that in place. If you stayed with me to the very end of the last video, you saw how I was able to very accurately figure out where on this ruler scale I need to align this clamp with the motor mount itself, with the Matterport Axis, in order to get this perfectly horizontally aligned with the lens. So I'm just going to go ahead and line up that marking with my arrow right here. And okay, right about there. I have this little wheel right here at the top of the tripod. Makes it really easy. The last thing at this point is to go ahead and pivot the camera along this pivot point. So I'll go ahead, loosen this up, and it's going to be about 15 degrees, which is marked at the top. You can see it. But I won't know exactly what that's going to look like until I've got this in capture and ready to go. Because I'm not connecting any external cameras, this is really simple. I'm just going to go ahead and go into the capture app, hit the plus sign, and save that. Of course, before Axis can connect, I need to turn it on, so I'll press the power button there, and you saw that the camera just kind of moved a little bit, and what's happening there is that the lens in the front is lining up with the 0 degrees of Matterport Axis. You can see little degree markings all the way around the top, and that basically doesn't really affect anything very much, but I do need to pick this up and turn it so that I can see the screen. And now I want to press the iPhone button just above the scan button here and hit Connect Access. And go ahead and press Connect. Make sure that Bluetooth is enabled on your phone, of course. And now all I want to do is connect the remote control. So let me get the remote control. Here it is. Just a long press on the button of the remote control. You'll see the blue light start to blink, and it should automatically connect. I see that it says remote connection failed. I'm going to go ahead and press retry. And now it went ahead and connected. So I'm ready to go at this point. I can go ahead and press the remote button. This is the first time that I'm doing this, so it's going to walk me through a little getting started guide here. And now I can see that the dot and the circle are very well aligned. So when I adjusted the pivot point right here at the top, I actually did a pretty good job. But if it's not aligned, just go ahead and loosen that, and you can adjust accordingly at this point. Now they're ready to go. I can press the remote button again to start my scan. And I'm just going to go ahead and walk around the back side of the camera as it scans. The other option, of course, because I have this remote, is that I can just go ahead and hide. All right, so the first scan has been done. I can go ahead and pick up the tripod, move it to the next position, and scan again. As you saw, I was able to use my smartphone just as you would a 360 camera. It might not be quite as fast as capturing with a 360 camera, but using Matterport Axis, it certainly is just as accurate. Now I'll go ahead and upload all this data to my account so I can go ahead and process, and I'll see you back at the office where we can go ahead, look at the model, and compare this to just using a smartphone without Matterport Axis or other 360 cameras. All right, so I'm back in the office and uploaded all the model data. Everything is processed and ready to go. I just wanted to dive into this model with you and show you what we've got and just kind of compare this to other capture methods like using a 360 camera or just your smartphone by itself without Matterport Axis. So here we are in the model. I can go ahead and walk around just like I would with anything else. And I gotta be honest, this is looking really good to me. Looks like a great dollhouse with everything in place. I could use the trim tool to get rid of some artifacts in the ceiling right over here. But other than that, everything looks really great. It's in place and this looks like a proper dollhouse. So as far as the experience when scanning using Matterport Axis versus just hand holding your smartphone versus just using a 360 camera, well, for one, Matterport Axis is significantly more reasonably priced than even your lowest end 360 cameras at $300. As I said, it is a companion device to your smartphone that helps make it a more precise capturing instrument. What you're doing with Matterport Axis is really removing the human element from the equation. So you'll end up with a higher quality model that has the measurement accuracy of a 360 camera. You can also scan faster with less fatigue and a lot more consistency. So all these really benefit your smartphone capture capabilities. The downside, however, you're no longer looking at something that just fits in your pocket. So keep that in mind. This is a device that you're going to have to put in a backpack or something like that. It's certainly not a large device by any means. It does fit in my jacket pocket and the case that can easily squeeze into my backpack, but it's definitely more to carry around, so it's no longer just the phone that fits in your pocket. Also, as far as image quality is concerned, when compared to 360 cameras, in my opinion, because I am using my smartphone, you can see in the example, the HDR image quality is really, really good. I don't see any kind of blowing out in the window over here or over here, and I still don't have too dark of an interior as I walk through. So very nice image quality when compared to other 360 cameras and more consistency when compared to not using Axis and just using your smartphone by itself. So that's really it for using Matterport Axis. I hope this two-part series was able to better explain how you set up, calibrate, and use Matterport Axis with your Matterport scanning job. Of course, if you do have any remaining questions about Matterport Axis, you can check out our support page at support.matterport.com.